Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Spite Talk. I'm here with my co-host.
Paul, it's Paul. Hello, I'm back. I'm not dead anymore. I'm real now.
He's real. He's a real boy.
Uh-huh.
And apologies for missing last week. Life got in the way of everything, so
Yeah,
we can't stop that.
life and a nasty stomach bug.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
That's basically it. Shit always happens. But
Sometimes literally, yeah.
Yeah, once again, we apologize for that.
Yeah.
We'll try to get back on schedule. Or at least I'll try to get some backup episodes recorded sometime, so that we're not completely lost.
Could happen.
Could happen.
Could be useful.
Very useful. Anyway, this episode is going to be about gaming stuff. Again, like it always is, but more importantly, the game details, like Easter eggs, mini games, polish, little extras in the game that make you just want to go, huh, interesting.
Yeah, stuff that you look at it and it's like they really didn't need to do that, but they did. I appreciate it. There is extra character added, just a little extra mile when the developers let you know they're there.
Yep. Just want to give him a big old hug.
Yeah. Sometimes I do. I know I want to hug Kojima every time I see his beautiful face. And speaking of which, there's really, I mean, when you talk about developers putting their heart and soul into a video game and filling out all those corners, you can't really go any further than Kojima, can you?
Yeah, he does a lot of work for games.
Yeah.
Freaking Konami taking him away.
Yeah.
I'm glad Metal Gear survives bombing.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that needs to. Like even if the license isn't given back to KJP, then just let Metal Gear die and something take its place. Like that's if you just don't want to see the corpse being used for nefarious money grubbing purposes, like zombies and pachinko.
Oh, speaking of pachinko, I really want them to do a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake on the Fox engine.
Oh yeah, that would be something.
You've seen the pachinko things and everything, right? Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah, actually,
it looks amazing, and it would look amazing to play.
So the Fox engine is
Fox engine is nice.
Does that belong to Kojima or
it's Konami, I believe?
Oh shit. Maybe they have like a bootleg version of it they can use. I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure something out.
But
yeah. All right. Yeah, that's kind of a somber note to begin on, but it's all right. He's alive. Right. The man himself. Well, let's start off with Easter eggs. We got certainly a couple in. I mean, we could do an entire episode on the Easter eggs in Metal Gear, but I mean, like what are some of the ones that really jumped out to you?
From Metal Gear?
Well, any of them, yeah, the series.
That's a good one, actually. I probably appreciate the Johnny Easter eggs the most.
The Johnny Sasaki stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you can find him in Metal Gear Solid 2 in multiple places. And he's... Wait, you know that?
I think I may have seen him once, but where is he apart from...
There's a couple places. Like, one, there's obviously behind the pillar when you're escorting Emma.
Right.
And another one's inside the hostage room, use the directional microphone for the bathroom. And you hear him having diarrhea in there.
No, I did. I do remember. That's the one that I saw. Yeah. I don't remember the behind the pillar one, but yeah, that's. It's just little stuff like that, directional mic shenanigans, and I love it. I was it's really stupid, but I was always a fan of the of seeing the shadow of what's his name? Raven?
Yeah.
It's just
Vulcan Raven.
Vulcan Raven. There we go. Okay. I was always a fan of seeing his shadow, and then it's just like a figurine of him that somebody put there. What is the explanation of that? It's just there is
no explanation.
There's no yeah, and then he shoots little pellets at you because why not?
Exactly, and they never run out.
And the best part is that that's not even really. I mean, it is an Easter egg, but it's not hidden at all. It's like isn't it directly in your, like you have to go through that room to progress?
Yeah,
that's messed up.
You see the shadow, you're like, oh, is he back? Then you go around the corner, it's like, wait.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, speaking of more Easter eggs too, is the picture Easter eggs with Otacon.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna save that one.
I also want to talk about it because there's so much funny stuff you can do with it.
Yeah.
You send him pictures of the Commandant, and he's like, gets mad you for sending pictures of the Commandant. You send him pictures of the one Marine with in his underwear.
Oh,
He's just laughing like crazy. And you send pictures of a topless poster on the locker in the Vulcan Raven room.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not in the Vulcan Raven room. It's on the other side of the room. Wait, no, it is in the Vulcan Raven room. I'm an idiot.
It's one of those, but yeah.
And he's like, this explains a lot.
Yeah.
Not that it's wrong keeping it to yourself, but focus on the mission at hand.
Yeah. Oh, dude, thanks.
Snake's gay innuendos.
Oh, tailbone hurts. Fell on it. Gotta adjust every once in a while, so you'll hear me just groaning.
It's not that type of podcast. Don't worry.
Yeah.
ASMR podcast, just like my mic's not sensitive enough right now.
Yeah, you got to take the pop filter off. Let me just. Okay, no, that's far enough. Far enough. Does the Croc hat count as an Easter egg? Really? Like, is that one of the things that?
No, I want to consider it an Easter egg because it's actually has a use in the game.
I mean, yeah.
Although for only 2 segments of the game has a use, but
yeah. No, I do because of its utter situationalness. I really do dig that one just because you can. It's like it's in the middle of a really tense scene. It's like back to our hero, our very serious hero who's taking the mission seriously.
Yeah, another.
Oh boy.
Metal Gear Solid 3 ones now. There's a lot of good ones in that one as well.
Why is Big Boss so dumb?
I don't think he's dumb. I think he's more of a troll.
No, but he doesn't he believe in Santa Claus though and vampires or no wait.
He could. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, and the time where he eats the glowing mushrooms and he's like these recharge my battery, right? And they're like, yeah, sure.
But it actually does. I don't know why.
No, it's fine. It's not a placebo. You're a placebo.
The codec calls are awesome.
Yeah.
They're another staple of Easter eggs. There's so much stuff in there.
Yeah, but there are some great codec calls, but 3 went above and beyond with that. I mean, that's you want to talk about just little details in video games. The codex things are really just in a league of their own. Like just an entire dimension of just fun dialogue that you can just pull out of your hat whenever you want.
Yeah.
And it varies on the situation and there's just so much love put in there. It's so good. Oh,
I love the naked one where you're not wearing any, or we have the naked camo selected and you call Sing It.
Oh yeah.
It's like, why are you walking around without any camo? It feels good.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Can I take off my pants? What? My pants. Is there a way I can take them off? Hell no! And Big Boss just laughs.
Yeah, isn't there...
There's one for the box as well.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
It's like he's having a revelation for the box.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, no, I do remember that one. No, that's... Yeah.
There's so many little details in the game I just love.
So many little details. I told you we could have done an entire episode on it. not that that's where this is going, just there's a lot of love there.
There are a lot of love for the Metal Gear series.
For and in. It's there.
Yeah. We should probably segue off that though and move to different games with the Easter eggs.
All right. I was watching some James Bond today, and I got I may have already said this, and I know that you're gonna hate me a little bit for it, but I have not played GoldenEye, and I'm receiving an intense desire to just marathon all of GoldenEye, and I'm not sure if I want to spoil myself, but I mean, what can we think of as far as GoldenEye stuff?
I actually haven't been Goldeneye all the way through. I only played like the first couple missions, then I fell off of it. I need to get my N64 back from Wyatt because it has Goldeneye on it. But only one I can think of is you have to collect a cassette case or a cassette and everything. Not cassette, a VHS tape, and it's basically Goldeneye on VHS.
Oh right.
Yeah, that's the only one I can really think of at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, does Ken Lobb having his name on a gun count, or is that just I don't know?
That's more of an egotistical thing, but
yeah. No, I mean it's just like I really do want to play GoldenEye, and as soon as I came off of Kojima, what's the next thing I can think of as far as Easter eggs, and it's Rare.
Rare. They have so many good Easter eggs.
They got some good stuff out there. For some reason, I'm actually, even though I have played a good amount of Rare games, I'm kind of hard pressed to find good Easter eggs now. It's basically just good games, and I mean there is love put into them, but they're not. There's not just as much stuff you can screw around with as with Metal Gear.
Conker's Bad Fur Day sort of like stepped that up a bit.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I love Conker's Bad Fur Day. How can you not love the Great and Mighty Pooh?
Yeah. And the pissing on people in multiplayer, that's always fun.
Yeah. Fun.
You ever play Postal?
I never did, but I know about it.
Okay. Yeah, that's one where it's not as much Easter eggs because everything in the game is tongue-in-cheek and referential, self-referential, just that kind of, it has that kind of tone throughout the entire game, and there's not so much as an Easter egg. There aren't as, what am I trying to say here? It's not that there are Easter eggs really as much as there's just content, like more game to explore because everything is nuts. Got people like complaining about video games making people violent and then, bringing guns to said protest. Got angry librarians burning down libraries and using cats as silencers and shit. Hey, Nara, come over here for a sec.
She's under you.
Yeah. I got you. Enough of that.
Was it Postal 1 or Postal 2 that had the update with the...
She heard me.
Like I said, come back in 2016 for like an opening in the store in the mall. And they actually updated it to have a...
I think that's Postal 2. Postal 1, I think, was just like a top-down, like Grand Theft Auto 1 kind of thing, wasn't it?
Postal 2 then. Okay.
No, actually, Postal 1 was just... I think Postal 1 was actually just hatred, but a lot goofier.
Okay.
And I think it was like isometric, or I don't know. But yeah, it was Postal 2 that it was like that. And I think that... I'm pretty sure that Postal 2... like apart from that update, the development team is still active because what was it? It was like Trouble in Paradise or something like that. They came out with like a whole new expansion where the dude is looking for his the postal dude is looking for his dog in like a post-apocalypse setting. And that came out, I don't know, probably 2016. That was pretty recent though. So those guys.
Yep,
they got some time on their hands.
I like devs who do that. Who will take time out of their hands to keep an IP alive and everything.
Yeah. Death Road to Canada, the top-down zombie roguelike kind of thing.
I've seen it. I haven't actually played it, but
it's pretty decent. That's another one that has a decent amount of Easter eggs, like custom characters and events. Or not custom, but you can make custom characters, just like joke characters. There's Lonk or Lunk. I'm not sure what it actually is. It's a character
Lunk.
That's just, I think it used to be Lunk, but they changed it because it's like L**NK and the vowel changes every playthrough. You get him, and like if he gets stressed out, he does like the he does the sword spin and horribly injures everyone in the car except himself.
That's more like a callback than Easter egg, though.
I suppose so. But yeah, those guys, I'm still a little bit annoyed that they haven't gone and put multiplayer in. I mean, they have local multiplayer, but not online, which sucks. But they have not stopped working on that game. They've had it's almost unrecognizable from the first release to where it is now, because there's so much stuff. There's what's his name? Do you know the guy who's the CEO of Cold Steel, who does all those dad sword videos?
I do not.
He's in it. Just a bunch of disgruntled dads cutting through bamboo and cow corpses. Oh, those are classic. But yeah, they're very in with that kind of stuff, and while they are working on some other stuff, they keep it alive, as you said.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move away from Easter eggs. We can save actual whole episode to Easter eggs one of these times.
Yeah.
We keep talking about them.
I'm sure.
Well, let's move on to mini games.
Okay.
Mini games and games. The games inside the games. What games can you think of that have really good mini games?
All right. Well, the first one, I'm just going to throw it out there because I have so much experience in them, is the mini games from Wario Land 4.
Wario Land.
I think it was Wario Land 4. It's just, there are a couple of mini games that you can use to buy items to fight bosses, and the items just slice down their health a little bit. But they're just tiny little things. There's one that's just I'm pretty sure that they're all single button press. One is a rhythm game. One is a batting mini game. And I forget what the third one is, or it might have just been those two. I honestly can't remember. But I was always a fan of those. Oh no, the third one was a face match mini game where you try to match a face as close as you can with a spinning face elements. You try to match them up with the time.
Okay.
I know it's really nothing, but I had a special love for those. Especially the rhythm mini game, because all of them were hard as piss. But just if you really, really got into them, there's a lot more than you'd think under the surface there, and they get a lot harder. They get Nintendo hard. They get rough. They get rough.
Just a wee bit rough.
Yeah.
I should actually say something here. Paul here really likes the 2D side-scroller games.
I have a history with several of them. It's not that I'm some sort of aficionado or that I have a special love for the genre. It's just one or two that will stick with me forever. And this is one of them. I mean, it's a great game. Almost nobody knows about it, it seems, but it's just the music, the art style, the everything. And it's got some, I think it turned into a meme, I don't know, a couple years ago, that there's each level you go through a portal to get there, and then you do basically an obstacle course, as each side-scrolling platformer level is. You do an obstacle course, get to a frog with a clock on it and a bomb. It's Mario. It makes sense in context. You jump on top of it, and then a timer goes off, and you have to escape before the dimension bomb or whatever goes off, and you get popped back out with no money, which, as we know, is the source of all of Wario's ambition. Very and true. It starts, yeah, but it has it has a universal hurry up theme. I think it's actually called Hurry Up, which is starts playing at the end of starts playing whenever you hit the timer, and it's it's pretty stressful. It gets I think the entire level starts shaking and falling apart and shit, and it's good. Nothing like a little a little timer, level falling apart, Metroid kind of shit to get your blood pumping.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Wario seems to have like a lot of mini games.
Yeah, I don't know if Wario Land 4 came out before or after the first WarioWare game, but yeah, he managed to shove some into his other games as well, I guess.
I really enjoyed the WarioWare games.
I enjoyed the first one, and then it completely fell off of the map for me for some reason. And then I heard they had like these weird ones where you'd twist the screen or use the touch screen, and it's like, it was so alien to me. Like, what in God's name is this? I have to twist it? I have to twist the Game Boy? Like a steering wheel? What?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw one out here now because it's really obvious for me, but the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
So many mini games.
It was bound to come up at some point.
I'm also saying this because I'm really getting into the more of the games and everything. So.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they've got don't they have pachinko and like, I don't know, almost every game now.
Let's see. There's so many mini games in the game. You can do baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball. There's karaoke in the later games. Disco and Zero.
Yeah, there's hunting in 5 or 6, isn't there? Saejima hunts.
I haven't gone that far yet.
I'm pretty sure that in 5 there's a hunting minigame with Saejima because he becomes like a mountain man or something.
Probably.
And speaking of games inside of games, isn't there straight up just Virtua Fighter 2 or something in 5 or 6? And it has online multiplayer.
6 is the newest one right now.
Okay.
So
when did 6 even come out? Like, is it out? I mean,
it's
I know it's
out
out
in Japan.
Yeah.
It's coming out April this year for the United States.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out of the loop with those, even though I love them so much.
But yeah, there's so many mini games in there. There's so much to do inside the games. It's awesome.
It's really nuts.
Yeah, I could literally not even focus on the main story and just do all mini games for hours on end. Just perfect scores.
Yeah, just like what? There's something about 10 million yen. I gotta play baseball, man. I don't have time for that.
It's 10 billion.
10 billion.
You casual.
I honestly, what is 10 million yen? Like $100,000 or something?
I don't know. Yen's like, just take 2 zeros off of it. That should be around what it is in.
Yeah, but it's like 1 million yen. Oh, that's kind of large.
It is when you start the game, then you start getting more money. You're like, okay, I got 1 million yen now. I got almost 1 billion yen. What do I spend it on?
I heard something interesting about this recently. And like, I don't know exactly what the economy is like in Pokemon. There is context. I'm not sure exactly what the economy is like in Pokemon, or if like yen are different in there, but given how low the value of a single yen is, it's kind of interesting how super rich people, when you beat them in training, they give you like 2,000 yen, because that's what, like $10 or something. It's like, yeah, here you go, kid. This isn't all the money that I have on me, but you don't know that shoo, go play with your Pikachu.
I think it's mostly because they don't want to give money. They're rich. They most likely don't want to give you money, a lot of money anyway.
Yeah. No, but it does strike me as entertaining how it's, you got, it's like a tradition almost, like and they just don't go against tradition. They do like they do show out a little bit, but they have like thousands upon thousands of millions of yen in their account. I mean, what people always thought it was nuts that the bike is like 1 million yen. It's like, no, that's normal. That's normal for a really expensive bike.
Yeah. I feel bad for the people who tried to grind that out. And
oh God, yeah. What was up with that? Does it just say you need 1 million yen when you get that? Yeah. Or do they just give it to? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It says you need 1 million yen, but then you like go down and do some more stuff, and you get a bike voucher for it.
Right. I mean, I know the bike voucher happens, but it actually doesn't. If you have 1 million, it still says you need 1 million.
I don't know. I haven't tried that out. I'm gonna try it out one time on a ROM just to test it out.
Ow. Oof! Ow, my bones.
Probably knowing Nintendo and Game Freak, they didn't program it in for you to have 1 million yen to actually buy it.
Yeah.
Although it makes sense, because I'm pretty sure there's no way you can actually get that much money easily.
Yeah, well, you do have to wonder as well, like if doesn't the counter stop before you would get to 1,000,000?
Probably stops at 999,909. Oh wait, 999,999. Is that right?
I would think that it stops at just below 100,000. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, it's interestingly enough, there are a couple of things that I can think of, a couple of games that I can think of where you do something like that, like grind out so that you can beat an enemy that is supposed to be a loss, like a story loss, and they're just like, yeah, you know what, fuck you, and then the game just ends.
I just like that in some games when they do stuff like that, where it's like I'm just gonna take it like from Dragon Ball Fighters currently, because it's a new game I can think of right now that had it happen. But I beat one of the story bosses without taking any damage, and then goes to the next cutscene where you're like, oh, I'm so damaged. Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, out. Well that's another thing.
Something I dislike that they do.
But yeah, that's always fun. It's like, no, if you're supposed to lose, like I get the thing. It's like, oh, they were just toying with me, because they're so strong. But it's like, if they're gonna be strong, have them pile drive your party. Like, exactly. Just have them beat you already.
Don't make it seem like you won and then show that you lost.
Yeah, I mean that might work if you play it well enough. I mean, if the developer plays it well enough so that it's an actual surprise and not an unpleasant one, or something like that, or maybe just have the player lose, but instead have the boss do like an insta-kill move that's unavoidable right as it seems like they're going to win. It's like, just kidding, sucker. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that. Yeah, like I was saying, I much prefer when it's just, if you actually go through the motions of doing all that mundane bullshit so that you can beat like an unbeatable battle. The game should either tell you to fuck off and quit the game, or it should, just give you a couple of extra endings. And this is where I talk about Chrono Trigger. Couldn't dodge it.
We'll prolong that just a second, because I want to talk about something along those lines.
Of course, go ahead.
Kingdom Hearts did it pretty well with it. Like, when you first get to Traverse Town. Twilight Town's from the second one. Traverse Town,
which is from what Disney movie?
Is it from a Disney movie? I think it's just made for Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay.
But you fight Leon for the first time, and you can either beat him or get beaten by him, and it has two different cutscenes for it. Like, if they did something like that, obviously, like, sort of like passed out because he's so exhausted from fighting Leon, but if you beat him, but if you don't beat him, he's like obviously just knocked out. It's like, okay, take him away.
Okay.
But they should do something like that where they have like multiple cutscenes where maybe you exhausted all your energy fighting him, or if you beat him, something else still happens. Or actually, that's backwards. But you exhaust all your energy fighting him, and you will pass out or get beaten by like one last surge of strength or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they just have you be beaten. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I do understand where you're going with it. It's like, don't have what the player does get erased by a story contrivance.
Exactly.
At least not in like a flash. At least not in an instant. Like, if there's something that happens, it's still not fun, but just having it taken away in 1 second by a cutscene is pretty much the worst way you can do it, besides having a game end badly. Like, besides having like a game ending that just is bad and makes you feel like you've been working for nothing.
Yeah. Was there any Final Fantasy games where it was like that, where there's like an unbeatable boss fight that if you actually beat it, something would happen?
Not that I know of. All I can think of is that there is one boss fight where that's turned on its head. The whole unbeatable boss fight thing, which was in FF5, I believe. Semi-spoilers. I'm just gonna say you're fighting the final boss way before you should be, and everyone gets wrecked, but one of you guys who has 0 HP is still standing up and just keeps fighting to like give everybody a chance to get away or something like that. And then people...
The old hero move.
Yeah. And then, like, the bad guy goes away, dude collapses, people start using healing magic, and he's like, nah, I'm good. And perishes. So, yeah, I can't think of anything where it's really been like that. It's mostly... It's mostly been... I've never seen like a very serious game where you've been able to beat an unbeatable battle and then it just says, "Oh, you know."
I don't know.
Yeah, not that I'm saying that any of the earlier Final Fantasy games were that serious. Even 4, where somebody dies like every hour.
I've started playing the first one, and it's just so much of a grind fest.
Yeah, I honestly can't see. Like, I am one for playing games in their original form, but I honestly can't see 1, especially not 2, being that fun unless you update them in some way. You know, like the masochism that goes into 2's leveling, right?
I haven't got that far yet.
I'm pretty sure that... I'm not exactly sure how this works, but it's basically you can't level up without taking damage.
Oh.
So what this leads to is people grinding by standing in one battle with one goblin and slapping the shit out of each other. And leveling up that way. It's not a good system. I don't know anything about it beyond that, but it's a little rough. They tried. Didn't turn out.
Smack, 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 smack. I smack you.
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah. Anyway, you can go and talk about Chrono Cross now.
I was just about to ask if I had your permission.
Go ahead.
So yeah, there's I'm not sure if there is a way to do it in the old games, or I mean in the original, in the game in its original state, without going and like grinding for, you know, hours upon hours. But with the new Game Plus feature in the DS version, and maybe with some, I don't know, just straight up save hacking with old SNES like emulation, there are actually, I think, more than 10 endings for Chrono Trigger. A bunch of them are just subtle variations of the same thing, but there are a couple that are completely different depending on when you beat Lavos in the story. Because Lavos, the final boss, you're supposed to beat him at the end. Obviously, because he's the final boss.
Yeah. I've never actually beaten Chrono Trigger.
It's worth it.
I got, like, through the distant future where everything's, like, barren.
Oh, man. That part's fun, but the part where it really, really, really picks up is, I think, after you get through the prehistoric section, it starts to go really, really weird places. I think it's in 12,000 BC, and you start dealing with like crazy high fantasy gothic craziness, like sky palaces, and that's where it starts picking up. I don't want to spoil it that much because it is supposed to knock you off your seat when it happens with this incredible change in scenery, and you know, just like how is this possible?
Yeah.
But yeah, depending on where you beat Lavos in the story, that there are a whole bunch of endings. A couple of them are straight up jokes. A couple of them are like really weird alternate history things, like what if Chrono was the bad guy, is one of them. I don't remember which one it is. I think that it might be if you beat the boss the first time that you go into the teleporter at the very beginning, because it starts off with like a teleporter malfunction sending somebody into the past. I think that if you do that, you get into like the developer room and you see like a bunch of developers. Some of them have been sprited out for like their faces to show. You can talk to Nobuo Uematsu and the artist whose name escapes me embarrassingly.
Didn't Akira Toriyama do that?
Yeah, Akira Toriyama, yeah. And there are a bunch of random monster sprites representing, lower caliber developers, just general programmer, sound design. So that was pretty fun. There's another joke ending where you get through you beat the boss and then it's just the credits with a bunch of monsters dancing. That one's fun. Yeah, there's a bunch of fun crap.
So are we going to talk about how Chrono is Goku's illegitimate son?
Illegitimate son? Who? Okay, so is it actually Chrono's mom, or is he adopted? And in this universe which you mentioned, no, okay.
You know what I mean? Because how similar, or how Akira Toriyama's art style is for everything.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't want to say that Akira Toriyama's art style is samey, but yeah, it is kind of similar. Kinda. Interestingly, I'm not sure. Did Akira Toriyama do the art for Secret of Mana?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person for that.
I don't know for a fact, but the overworld sprites are actually pretty similar with the main guy from Secret of Mana and Chrono as well. Just a bunch of questions that won't be answered unless you look on the internet. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as alternate endings go, there are a couple of fun ones there. And I guess I'm going back into Easter egg territory here, but you can't go any further with good alternate endings than the dog ending for Silent Hill 2. It
was you all along.
That's one of, even not having finished Silent Hill 2, that is one of my favorite Easter eggs of all time. Just a complete tonal shift. Just screw it. It was a dog and UFOs. That's right up there with Kojima saying oh, it was just a movie. Yeah, Snake goes and shakes their hands at the hospital. There were stuntmen. Was that Kojima, or was it somebody else that wanted to have that happen at the end of the game? Or was it David Cage? It might have been David Cage. Fuck that guy.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think it was Kojima who wanted to make a game where there's a story involving violent death, as with many action games. And then at the end of the game, the hero would go visit a hospital and meet all of the villains. And then the player learns that it was a movie, and they were all actors that got injured in doing stunts. I don't even know. It's just really wacky stuff. But that one was trying to be actually sincere, which makes it even weirder.
Yeah. I don't know. Those type of endings I don't really like, because it makes you feel like you didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that is obviously really weird, and it's like, oh, what was it? Was it Midsummer Night's Dream, where a fairy comes out at the end and says yeah, it was a play, idiot. I don't know. I think that yeah, going on a tangent off into Shakespeare, especially when I know next to fucking nothing about Midsummer Night's Dream, is not gonna be a power move for me, so I'm just gonna shut up.
I remember in high school, after everyone read Romeo and Juliet, they always would do the insults.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Dost thou bite your thumb at me, sir?
I do not bite I do not bite my thumb at you, sir, but I bite my thumb, sir.
Oh,
that's a really fun scene, though.
And everyone looks like, oh yeah, I'm so cool and so funny. It's not nerdy at all.
That's all right. Those go hand in hand.
Very true.
You don't have to be. I mean, these days, got people putting on fake fucking glasses, or maybe I don't know. Maybe this is 5 years ago. You get people putting on fake glasses to. It's like, see, I'm a nerd. It's the popular thing.
When did nerd become popular?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like me putting these glasses on, and being like, "Oh yeah, I'm popular." Sup? I have Lego glasses on.
They are indeed Lego.
Or I can put these ones on. Be like, oh, so retro.
Well, now you just look like you're from Spy Kids.
That's that. Make your eyes.
Yeah, sunglasses with red and blue lenses, respectively. It can't be fun.
Yeah, really makes your eyes feel weird. But the old 3D effects, those are always fun.
How the hell does Real D work?
I don't know. It doesn't work very well.
Fucking science. Not 3D like the Real D, where it's just like you put on a pair of tinted sunglasses and then you just have.
Like I said, not very well. It looks like they're just popping out of the screen, not actually 3D.
The added depth is interesting, but I'd just rather not be wearing sunglasses watching a movie.
I'm like doing that. 1 second. Apologies, because apparently the mics don't want to work correctly now. We're gonna have to end it right here. So
yeah,
sorry about that, guys.
Okay, we're gonna have to say goodbye. I'm going into a tunnel. It's breaking up.
And with that note, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.